What do you think that is the number one thing holding guys back from, like, you teach guys how to perform better. What do you think is the number, besides porn, like, what's something that you realize that, like, a skill that you've had, because you're talking about it as if it's a skill you master. And I think, yeah, for everybody committing premarital sex, yeah, I mean, that's what it's something that you get better at as you progress.
You can get better in a marriage too.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's kind of on easy mode too, because it's one. You've only got to master one body. Like, you've only got to figure out her body. You'd have to figure out every woman's body, if that makes sense.
But figuring out a lot of women's bodies helps you with that one woman, because you're going to learn a lot of things that she might not even know.
Correct.
What do you think is like some advice you can give to guys who want to commit sin?
I love how you phrase it like that.
Yeah, because they're getting... yeah.
It's totally true.
Yeah.
I think guys get in their head too much about pleasing her. Now, don't misinterpret this, but I enjoy getting my partner off. Cool. And I'm sure there's tons of men who do enjoy that as well. But if I went into a bedroom encounter with the mindset of I need her to orgasm to feel good about myself, then I'm setting myself up for failure. And
ironically, it's going to be even harder to make her come because you're going to be thinking too much. A lot of, like, woman's pleasure derives from you enjoying it.
Women get off on getting men off.
Right.
Their ego is attached to that. Their entire sexual ego is based around
male approval.
Bingo. Especially if you're in a bedroom with a woman, you know, and you don't get a boner. Dudes don't even realize this. Women's first response is a self-esteem damaging one. She's like, "Am I?
Something's wrong with me.
Something's wrong with me. Am I ugly? Am I fat? Did I fart? What's going on?"
Which is obvious. Which is the stupidest response. Because, like, I'm trying to, like, feel comfortable right now, and then why? And it's just worse now. Now it's like an argument, it's a debate. What she should do, and they'll never get it. I mean, no matter how many times, just be like, understanding is to just, like, try to get in the mood more. But they immediately have, like, an emotional reaction to it.
Yeah, to take the pressure off of him is the way.
And then so they add more pressure.
Yeah, they basically add more pressure.
Yeah.
Well, that works. But the thing is, that works both ways. If you, as the guy, have this need to get her off, it puts, and women will pick up on that immediately. It puts her in her head, and she can't orgasm as easy. Because if a woman's in her head thinking about not damaging your ego, then she can't be present and she can't climax. She can't reach that orgasm as easily.
Yeah, I noticed with women, like, getting them to reach orgasm a lot, it's a big mental thing, like that, how important dirty talk and stuff like that is. If you can, because sometimes you can see a girl, and this is why, like, experience and committing sin helps, because, like, when you're with a lot of girls and then you see them, they're really trying, like, she's like rubbing it hard and she's like and you see her, she's making the focus face, like, really trying. It's going to be almost impossible. You have to, like, what helps her get to that point is, like, if you can take control, and then she can let go of the control and, like, relinquish that to you, that will let her. That is the whole reason why women like a guy who's dominant in the bedroom, is that relinquishing of control, and relinquishing of responsibility. It is now, he's got it. He's taking control of my experience of my body. I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to concentrate on anything. I can just go with the flow and enjoy the moment. Mm-hmm. And that's also why it's a bit easier to get a woman to orgasm, in my experience, if you can kind of shock them into it. If that makes sense. Like, explain. Take them by surprise. And I don't mean in the that's going to be misinterpreted. Oh my God! So, for example, let's say I'm trying to make a girl squirt, like trying to give her a squirting orgasm, which is a different sensation. What dudes will sometimes get caught up on is, like, the technique, and, like, okay, I have to put my hand here, I have to do this here, and they'll go slowly and they'll try and get the girl to squirt or whatever. Versus if I come in and I know exactly what I'm doing, and I come in there and it's like boom, 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 jackhammer, she'll be squirting within, like, 30 seconds. Likewise, if I get her into, like, say, wait, how is that by surprise though?
Because I'm doing it quickly without, she hasn't got time to get in her head to think about it. I'll give you a better example. I'll give you a much better example.
But how is she wet enough for that? So you go in there and, like, and you can curve the fingers, right?
I'm stimulating the Skene's gland, so I'm actually producing the
back of the clit?
The G spot, the wrinkly
like
patch
that
on the inside.
Yeah, okay.
But a much better example than that would be, let's say I have her in cowgirl. One of the best ways that I've found to get a woman to orgasm is, most guys have this impression of cowgirl being like an up and down motion.
Yeah.
So the better way to get a woman to orgasm in cowgirl is a back and forth kind of motion. So the head of my penis is...
like she's riding a horse.
Yeah, that's women will do that when they grind on a dude, right?
Yeah.
Because the head of your dick slamming into a G-spot.
Okay.
If I get her in that position and I take control of her and start doing a back and forth motion on her quickly, I can get her to climax very, very, very fast.
Okay.
Because it's taken her body by surprise. She ain't got time to get in her head.
And
she got time to think about what the fuck's going on. She's just responding physically.
It's pure physical. Okay.
Yeah. That's a better example.
That's a good tip. Okay. But what happens?
I call this panning for gold. Can you imagine an old timey dude with like his pan
shaking the
back and forth like that? It's what you do, but your hands are on like her thighs.
Okay.
Or her hips, either way, whichever more comfortable for you, and you're back and forth like that.
But it's not a lot of penetration. It's more like you're already in the whole way,
and
it's just
bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's not that much stimulation for you, so you could pretty much last pretty long in that. Yeah. Okay. All right. W Haram. All right.